From the studios of Books in Motion, this is Michael Bowen reading An Icy Death, Book 5 in the High Country Mystery Series by Loretta Jackson and Vicki Britton. Now let's begin with An Icy Death. Chapter 1. After an unexpected and brutal blizzard, the 30-mile blacktop from Paxton to Dermont had just this morning reopened. The blowing snow and the biting wind had long since subsided, leaving in its wake an icy and ominous stillness. Sheriff Jeff McQuede glanced from the white mountain peaks that loomed above him back at the narrow, icy road, defined on either side by high stacks of snow. His trip to Paxton had been a wasted effort, and the tedious trek back to Dermont made his eyes burn and tension to cut between his shoulder blades. He spotted the sign, Snyder's Outpost, Last Chance Gas, with gratitude. He hadn't expected the station to be open, and he pulled into the driveway anticipating a hot cup of coffee. Ron Snyder, a little man with a loud, grating laugh, came from behind the counter. "Only the daring get through," he said, slapping a hand against McQueed's shoulder. "What brings you out here, Sheriff? Don't you have a warm, safe office somewhere?" McQueede squinted at him. An hour of staring at the snow caused Snyder's thin face to blotch with white. Yet he couldn't help being aware of Snyder's big, toothy smile. "My pay goes on," McQueede told him. "I have to earn it. Been over to Paxton checking out a clue connected to the warehouse robbery at Dermont." "Looks like you're dealing with some right bold scoundrels," Snyder said. "Those thugs would have to be bold to hit Trevino's sporting goods. Joe is intimidating enough even without that special security guard he's hired." Ron Snyder wandered toward an urn and returned, offering McQueede a cup of coffee. He watched McQueede sample it before he said, "Joe Trevino's been calling you a lot of snappy names. Said the next ice age would set in before you caught up with those thieves." "From the looks of this weather, the next ice age is almost here. But I do intend to catch those crooks." "I don't doubt that," Snyder went on with teasing good humor. "Trevino would have to eat his words if he could see you now. Here you are, on the coldest day of the year, bigger than life, out in pursuit of the robbers. All bundled up like Santa Claus and just as dedicated." "I'd rather be Santa Claus." "Wouldn't get paid as much," Snyder reminded him. "Seriously, I don't know how many people would venture out today. I've only had one customer so far, a trucker headed to Paxton." McQueede clutched the cup, savoring the steaming heat that warmed his hands. "I passed him ways back. He told me he thought he saw a wrecked car up on that shortcut road that leads to Dermont. I tried to call it in, but the lines are down." Snyder shrugged. He wasn't all that sure anyway. All that white plays strange tricks on the eye. In spite of wishing he could ignore the trucker's words, McQueede found himself reacting. "That road isn't good even in the summer. Only a fool would take it in weather like this." "Only a fool," Snyder repeated. Then, with another grating laugh, added, "But then we've seen a few fools around these parts, haven't we?" As McQueede left the station, he thought of the temperature dipping to below zero, of the wind chill factor of 20 below. He adamantly hoped he'd find no car. If he did, it was certain to spell disaster. A cell phone wouldn't pick up a signal out there, which meant a stranded person would not be able to summon help. Faced with this isolation and in a blinding snowstorm, he wouldn't be able to locate a reachable destination. Moreover, hypothermia made waiting for help filled with dire consequences. McQueede stopped at the old 231 crossing and skimmed the side road that rose slowly to a summit, but he saw nothing. Since he was here, though, he might just as well do a thorough check. As he left the main highway, he attempted to turn up the heater, which was already running at full capacity. Even wearing gloves, his fingers felt numb as they locked on the steering wheel. His four-wheeler relentless
Sample complete. Ready to continue?